Hi everyone. Today I want to talk about how do you actually create a community of loyal customers around your business. And the reason why I want to talk about this topic it is because it has been the foundation of everything we did around GTeX. Everything builds on the foundation of a community. And when you build a community of loyal customers, you have not only in a great environment, you can see the impact that you're making, but also you have customers for life because they will end up buying your courses over and over again, your programs over and over again, and then they will keep recommending consistently more and more people to be part of that community. So I've been studying and really exploring the topics of what does it really take to create an engaged community around your business. And that's how, for us, it resulted in many millions in sales. And is something that I'm incredibly passionate about because community is at the core of everything that we do in GTeX. You know, even the company GTeX, the name is growing together exponentially, which stands for which is everything around community. So that's why I want to talk about this topic to you today as part of my show. Let's do a bit of a backstory first, because when I started, that community building communities was always in my blood. I was always that kind of person. I remember when I was even at school that I never had only one group of friends. I always had at least five or six different groups of friends, and I was going out. I like that variety of meeting with different groups with different interests as well. But I also was that person that wanted to combine the different groups. A lot of my friends describe me as the life of the party. I was the person who was keeping the different groups together. And even when I left from Italy to the UK, that's actually one of the things that happened, that the different groups that we brought together then end up going separate ways. And so that's as always something that has been in my DNA, that led me also to organize festivals here in the UK around sustainability, which we did with a company called Dig This Nursery, where I helped the organization of the Tomato Festival, the Happy Seed Festival that we were doing. We're bringing the communities together, and we had the children, they were planting the tomato plants, and then they were coming collecting them, and we had an entire festival with music, food, to bring the community, in this case of New Cross Gate in Southeast London, together. And that translated also when we started GTeX, because what we did, first of all, we didn't start immediately selling product services. We created a community around personal development, which is the environment that we loved. We didn't monetize anything at the beginning. We created events where people were coming together and sharing experiences, sharing passion, sharing things that they knew. And what we were doing, we're facilitating this interaction between people. And that's what made GTeX start. So everything at the foundation of everything we do is community, and that's why I've been really passionate about this topic. And we're going to explore today what are some of the aspects, the key things that make a community work, and also that makes the community fall apart. Let's start with one core ideas around a community, because every time you want to build a community, and I was talking about this actually, also the reason why this I was inspired to do this video and to do this particular show episode was because I've spoken today at the moment of this recording. I was a panelist at the Community Builder Summit. Incredible community, incredible summit. Hundreds of community builders from all over the world were there sharing best practices, their hopes, their fears, the things that worked. So make sure you check it out, the Community Builders Summit. I'm sure they will do another one next year. So check it out, Community Builder Summit. And that's where I got the idea of running this video today, because I was interviewing in the panel, and one of the questions was, what's the foundation of a great community, a community that sticks around? Because the GTeX community now has been around for 8 years. So it's not a community that started and then died in few months or in few weeks. is something that has been going throughout the years, and we have members that have been engaging with us for the past at least like 6 years, sometimes 7 years, sometimes 8 years from the very beginning. And one of the core things that makes it work is having that the foundational level is that also creates a sense of belonging, is a common goal. Is having a common goal, is having a common purpose. And that's what brings people together from every walk of life. If you're thinking about creating a diverse community where you have different people from different backgrounds joining, and is not a cult or is not a clique, it is a community where people feel welcome depending on what's their walk of life, or how much money they have, how much money don't they have, who they are as people. Is the idea of a common goal that creates a sense of belonging. Because a common goal is what gets people from different backgrounds to unite into something, to unite to working with something. So the common goal at GTeX is to eliminate the feeling of isolation that there is in the entrepreneurial world, particularly when you're running your business and you're working on your own. Maybe you're just one or two people in your business. It's very isolating. It's a very isolating journey. And even when you have other people and you have staff members, it's a very isolating journey still, because there are things that you can't talk about or you don't feel comfortable to talk about to the people that you are around. And so that idea of bringing entrepreneurs together so that they could share what they know, they could share their brilliance, they can share the things that they learn, they could share the things that they are going through. This becomes the foundation, in this case, of GTeX, and everything is built around that. So now the question for you is, if you want to create that sense of belonging, if you want to create that sense of this community around your business, what is that core idea? What is that core purpose that will get people from all walk of life to come together? Because once you're clear on this particular topic, once you're clear on this particular aspect, then really the magic happens. The magic happens because you will be able to communicate what you stand for with clarity. And with that clarity, you will find people that will say, yes, it's for me, and they want to be involved, or they will say, you know what, that's not for me, and they will take a step back. And so that clarity is what will attract or repel people to your community. Another crucial concept about building communities is, which is the second concept I want to explore today, is the fact that a lot of people, when they build a community around their business, they first think about the business and then they think about the community. They say, okay, so I want to create a community because I really want to have more clients. That's what they really want. It's not to have a community for the sake of running a community. And that is a problem, because if you create a community to serve your business purposes, what happens is that people are gonna smell it, and they are gonna always feel that that you are there not for them, but that you're there for your own interest. Now, there is nothing wrong to have a community around your business. Actually, it's what makes the business work. But you need to gain the trust first and to get the buying into the community from people's first. So how do you do that? And this goes back to the best business advice I've ever received. The best business advice I've ever received was from an Hungarian man, Mihai Herzeg, which we created. He was the creator of the Happy Seed Festival and the Tomato Festival. And then he built a series of health food stores, a pub, a restaurant, and we were working very closely together in that expansion project. I was working at his shop while I was building GTeX, so I seen really the development of everything they created. And he sat me down one day and he said, you know what, if you want to be successful in business, this is the best piece of advice I can give you. Build your community first, and then your community will build your business. So build your community first, and then your community will build your business. Now, what's the difference? Well, the difference is that if you start from your business first, then the community will serve the business. But if you start from the community first, the business is there to serve the community. You can see that now the dynamic is completely different, because your community is where you find all your answers. When you start a business and you think, oh, well, how much should I price this? What programs am I going to create? What offers I'm going to make? All these questions does this marketing message work? Does this marketing message doesn't work? All these questions, they actually get answered by your community. So every time you have something that you want to share with people, and you have this community, this foundation first, then you know that your business is there to serve the community. So you go back to the community to find the answers that you need in order to build your business. And what you will find is that when you have a community focused business, people will be invested in the betterment of your business. Your clients will be the first one that they will take an active role in making your business better. GTeX will not be where it is right now and the environment that we have created at the moment without our community, without the people that have given their time, have given their expertise, because they believed in what we were building and they believed in the cause that we are serving, and we believe in the mission that we have to help the other expert to be seen and heard and to have a voice. That's what really made GTeX. I'm most of the time the face of the business, but what's happening in the background and the time that the people devote to the cause and to making sure that the community runs and other people are taken care of, that's what really makes the magic happen. And you will not have this buy-in if the business will not be at service of the community, but if it will be another way around, where the community is serving the business. So what you want is start from the business first and from the community first, and the community then will build your business. So that's the second concept. So just to recap, we covered the first one, and the first one is your purpose, the purpose of your community, the common goal that you are sharing. Then you have the second point, which is have the community at the core of your business and have the business serving the community, not the other way around. And then we are going on point number 3. And point number 3 is the management of the community. Like how do you actually get the community to stay on and to build and not to die? Because it can be very frustrating. This is one of the topics we're discussing today at the summit, for example. It can be very frustrating when you are a community organizer and you spend a lot of time crafting this perfect message and you now put it out to your community. And nothing comes back. Exactly that. Nothing comes back. It's frustrating because now you're spending your time, you're spending your expertise. You are there because you care, and at that point, you will find that nothing comes back to you, and it's frustrating. But it's important to understand that in order to get people to respond and to be engaged, they need to have a very high level of buying in into the community. So whenever you're running a community, it's important that you're having a strategy to see how can I get, first of all, people to engage, and how can I get people to buy in from the get-go into the ethos. How do I have structures in place that can help me to get the community engaged so it doesn't not only rely on me, and then to have not only for you to be the own advocate of your community, but having other people that are advocates of your community so that they are also responsible to get the new members engaged. And if you have that, what you will find is that you will have like a multi-layer system where you have more the senior members of the community, that their role is to keep the other community members engaged, and the more engaged they are, then the more they will also interact publicly. And the other part to this that goes to the frustration of managing the community is to understand that people will interact in the community in very different ways, because there are going to be people in your community that are going to be loud and they are going to be always commenting, that are always going to be sharing. You will have people in your community that are more taking a back seat and they are watching and observing, but they still be part of that, and they are not very public. And then you will have other type of people that they will attend every now and then. They will just be engaged at moment or only things they're really interested in. You will have community members that the way they engage with the community is to take a position of leadership, because that's how they feel part of something which is bigger than themselves. For example, that's myself. If I go into a community and I'm just like one of the other members, I disengage very quickly. If I can contribute to the community and serve the other members, I'm in. I'm into the community, and I'm going to not only support the other members, but I'm also going to participate more, because there is more for me to get out. So, not to get out, but there is more, there is another layer that keeps me more engaged within that community. And so by understanding that also there are going to be people that are part of that community and will not engage, and they will not interact. They will watching from a distance. People will be more vocal. People that need to have a higher involvement, a bigger involvement in the things that you do to feel part of something. And if you have that, then you have now a multi-layer system into the community that allows people to interact with each other and to grow, and the community be active, and for everyone to get what they want and what they need. Now, for example, we have a frequent engagement post that we put in our communities, and we have a post that they are getting our clients to check in with them, where they are going to interact in a particular conversation. But then also we have a community manager that goes, and before the community manager, it was me, or Ben, my business partner Ben, and we were reaching out to our members to check in personally, because we know that not everyone is very upfront and is very vocal and would express their opinion in a group environment. Some people, they just need a more private check-in and say, hey, how you doing? Haven't seen you for a while, just want to check in with you. And that's enough most of the time for them to feel that they are actually a valued member of the community. Sometimes just that phone call or that message makes a difference for them. So that's how we're running things, and these are the ideas also we've been exploring today at a Community Builder Summit. And I want to create this episode for you. So if you're watching on my Facebook page, that's live right now. But if you're watching on a recording, if you're watching on YouTube, or maybe you're listening to the show, then you might experience this particular content there. So thank you very much for watching. I have created, there is a training which I'm going to put in the show notes, which I've recorded on how to build communities, and you can check it out. It's absolutely for free. So as long as you register, you will immediately have access to it. So it's a recording of a training I did specifically on building communities, and all the different expanding, like what I shared today in this video and this podcast is a tip of the iceberg of what you're going to find in the training, which are all the 4 core different elements that gets a community to be people to feel part of a community, and people to feel a sense of belonging, and also something practical as well for the community to run. So make sure you check it out. The link is in the show notes, or if you're watching live, the link is going to be in the description. I'm looking forward to seeing you there, and let me know what you think about that particular training. We'd love to hear your feedback. And if you are listening to the podcast, make sure you subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe on YouTube. If you're here on my Facebook page, which is Simone GTeX, then make sure you like the page so you don't miss the other live streaming that I'm doing. Having said that, I'm looking forward to seeing you next time, and always remember that together we grow exponentially. Ciao!